Leaving home and never coming back. As a cat owner, that's near the very top when it comes to worst fears realized. The mystery of it all, the worry. Sometimes living life in the unknown can be worse than facing the truth. And when a cat leaves home and fails to return after days, weeks, and even months, as a loving owner, that type of stress and that type of pain is very close to being unmatched. In today's material, we'll talk about a few of the most notable reasons as to why a cat would leave and fail to return. In the vast majority of cases, if a cat can physically make it back, they will. Having said that, some cats fail to return for reasons that are a bit unsettling. Interesting topic, very important topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. The first reason that I'll speak about here today, well, it touches on where that introduction left off, and that unsettling reason, or perhaps reasons. In very rare cases, and I'll define rare within its proper context when compared to the other reasons, but sometimes cats don't just leave, they escape. They've been looking for the chance, looking for a way out, and they finally make that move. Now, the reasons could be very obvious, or they could be completely unknown to you, at least on a surface level. But if a cat just is not happy with a home environment, it's certainly possible that the unsatisfied feline will attempt the great escape, with the intention of never returning. Now, this reason, it's not pleasant. It's very unsettling, just the idea that a cat would want to leave and never return, and it's all because they're unhappy. That's just not something that anyone wants to think about. And it's fair to say that we all hope as cat owners that we never find ourselves in this position. But unfortunately, when addressing the topic of not only exiting but never coming back, the lack of a positive and fulfilling home environment, or at least a perceived one, is one of the reasons. Here again, it's rare when compared to the other reasons, but some cats, they just want out. I've mentioned it here on the channel several times, but my senior cat, Burl, he passed away in 2019. I came to own him, came to love him, all because he left his home. Now, in this case, he left, but his home family, they knew, and they just didn't really care. They were actually happy that he was taken in, but make no mistake, he did leave on his own. He wanted something better, and I took care of him for the last 10 years of his life until he passed away at the age of either 20 or 21. In fact, Burl was and is the inspiration behind Senior Cat Wellness, my favorite pet, and he entered my life all because he decided to make that great escape and leave his old life behind. Another reason that could cause a cat to leave home and not return, and just an FYI, every reason from here on out will be more common compared to what I just noted concerning the desire to leave with the intent of never returning. But with that said, the next reason involves illness and disease. Your cat is either sick or just left just on a casual adventure and fell ill while outdoors, perhaps due to being caught up in the elements. As I stated in the intro, cats will make it back home if they can. In the vast majority of cases, if your cat is gone, it's not by choice. If days have turned into weeks or months, there's likely a reason that goes beyond any of your cat's very own decisions. Cats that fall ill will often attempt to hide away, find a safe area away from predators. This wait period, we'll call it, can take a while, and if the affliction is severe, it can lead, unfortunately, to a negative end. And speaking of predators, that brings us to our next reason, and that one involves some measure of attack. Cats are both predator and prey, and they've got a few enemies. They've got quite a few. Your cat could have gone outside with the very best of intentions, the intent on coming right back home, yet, unfortunately, stumbled upon trouble. Several years ago, that happened to one of my cats I was caring for, at least partially caring for. Long story, but the cat got into a mix-up with a raccoon and was seriously injured. The injuries required surgery, and not long after, the cat passed away. Sometimes, just like people, cats can simply be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and if an altercation does occur, things could take a very negative turn. Moving on, another issue that could cause a cat to leave and never return involves some degree of isolated injury, let's call it, meaning the cat wasn't attacked, an animal, it wasn't an injury because of an animal during an adventure, but perhaps trying to complete a jump. The cat sustained a fall, not of human hands, but of their own. Another story time, right quick. This happened to one of my cats a few years ago. He injured his face a bit while roaming around. Nothing too severe. He recovered without professional medical care within a week, but he was emotionally traumatized for a few days. Another cat, he stepped on a nail outdoors and his paw looked like a softball for about 24 hours. It was ugly, but it ended in a positive way. Unfortunately, some injuries can lead to a dire outcome and cause your cat great trauma, which makes recovery and a safe return home, unfortunately, not possible. And the last reason that I'll speak about today with respect to your cat leaving and never coming home, well, it involves the human element, and it can be vast, wide-ranging, many layers, both of good intent and ill intent. If your cat goes outside for a casual adventure, human interaction, it could change the direction of your cat's day. If your pet is picked up and taken inside, taken into another home, this could result in your cat never returning. Now, while this is highly unlikely in a neighborhood setting, if a car goes by, picks up your cat and drives away, the cat has now left the safety of the neighborhood, of the area, and could be transported miles away. The human element, though, although well-meaning, at least to some degree, could cause great harm to you as an owner, because not everyone is going to check around. Not everyone is going to wonder, hey, does this cat belong to someone? Sometimes folks just see a cat and they just claim it. It's sad, but it happens. The other measure of the human element involves harm, and I'm just not going to touch that one or detail it. There's no need to. You know what I mean. We all know what time it is with that one. I'll just say harm and leave that alone. The use of a vehicle, accidental or otherwise, we've all seen it while driving. Again, no reason to detail it. We know, very tragic, very unfortunate. So the human element, let's call it, there's a lot there. Even folks with big hearts and good intentions can change your life and your cat's life for the negative. Here again, not everyone checks. They see a cat walking and they attempt to do right by getting it out of the street, out of the neighborhood, not realizing the cat just left its actual home just 20 minutes earlier. So, before I wrap things up, for this video, let's recap right quick. The Great Escape, cat deliberately leaving with the intention of never returning. It's rare compared to the other reasons I mentioned, but it does unfortunately happen. Illness and disease, an attack from a predator, injury, isolated injury during a roaming adventure, and finally that human element and everything that that does entail. To the viewers of Senior Cat Wellness, is there anything that you'd like to add to this list, this topic? Any thoughts, just your general thoughts as to why cats leave home and never come back? Let me just say, on a deeply personal level, if you've had a cat leave and never return, you have my sympathy as a loving pet owner. That's a nightmare, but just know that you are not alone. We're all just doing the best we can, and sometimes things do happen, things that are beyond our control. It's easy to second guess. Just know that sometimes bad things happen, but within this wonderful cat community, this great feline community, just know that you're amongst friends, and you're surrounded by people you can talk to and folks who will listen. My advice to all cat owners, all animal owners, actually, just like life with your friends and family, just live in the now, live in the moment, live in the present, enjoy the now, take in the now, because that's really all we have right now. If your cat leaves and never comes home, it's heartbreaking, it's tragic. But if you lived in the now, something tells me you'll be able to live with that, knowing that you didn't waste a day. Live in the now. You'll be happy that you do, happy that you did, no matter what that future holds. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching. And as always, I will talk to you later.